Namaste, hero.
Namaste.
She lost her job and turned her whole life into a movie. Literally, from Switzerland to Brazil to Bali, NaomieFall is a storyteller who swamped corporate life to create a freedom, filming with just her phone and capturing raw human emotion like no one else. She's a filmmaker, model, soul traveler, and founder of Sun in Production. But most importantly, she's living proof that your life can become your masterpiece if you dare.
You come to a point where the company got bankruptcy, and then you thought, okay, let's start traveling. And then, what was the first country you traveled to, or how was the journey like?
So that was in Switzerland. I remember being in front of my computer and I was looking for escape.
As you're right now in Bali and you've been doing so many amazing things, how do you manifest things?
First of all, by saying to myself that I'm the greatest manifestor.
What's your definition of positivity?
I really love this word, first of all, but at the same time,
Namaste, hero.
Namaste.
Welcome to Namaste Hero podcast. I think I should say your life is like a movie. It's the perfect cinematic metaphor that you use for your life.
Yes, definitely.
It is very interesting to me. And why do you say that, first of all?
Thanks for having me first. I'm very happy to be part of it. You know how I appreciate your content, and that's amazing. How did I come to see my life as a movie? I think it's since I was young, I was always passionate about filmmaking and movies in general. It has been a whole part of like me getting into my bubble and just like this creative space where everything can be a bit possible, you know. And I always had this feeling of if I would be a movie character, I will be kind of unstoppable. So putting myself in those shoes of understanding what is to be a movie character, just like literally changed my way of seeing life. And I really start to appropriate this philosophy and this lifestyle, I would say 1 year ago, because I was like, okay, we can compare life to so many things, but what about like comparing really my life to a movie? Because when I take all the elements of a movie, I see that we can compare it to our life in general, from what we call the pre-production that comes before, then the production that is like the shooting, and then the editing and the post-production. These are all things where you can do a parallel with your life in general that could influence you on a daily basis. And if I take like just a few examples, in the pre-production, and that is one of the most important thing, is the casting, right? If you use the casting and you apply the casting to your life, that is the same, you know. You get to choose the people that you want in your life.
Wow.
And sometimes you don't have the hand on it, you know. Sometimes like you want people to be there for so many episodes or so many like for the whole movie, but it's not meant to be, right? Yeah. So the casting, the colors that you're gonna wear, that we do like at the editing, for example, you know, we impact with the colors like to make the whole mood of the movie. Wow. The colors that you're gonna wear is also defining who you are and the way that people are gonna pursue you, but also like the energy, because colors have energy, right? Yeah. So the whole thing, this inner script that you have in your head, the thing that you say in your mind, and how you can impact and have the end on what's gonna happen later. Yeah, that's how I came on this.
Wow, this is such an interesting concept. How did you come up with this concept, basically? Like, did you watch a movie and then you hit like, okay.
Thanks to some plant medicine.
Oh, wow. Okay, there we go. How many ceremonies did you have?
Oh my God, mom, don't watch this. It wasn't like during a ceremony, honestly. I feel that I have a very creative mind that is like going a bit everywhere, and I always wanted to build my own podcast and speak on camera at some point. And so after like some introspections, I came to what will be the most original way to share my vision of life while respecting everything that I value and sharing something that people can relate, you know? Because we have so many different type of, I can say like disciplines or things that people are doing that if you don't go deeper in it, you will not really understand it. But movies, series, everybody like consume this, you know.
Yes, exactly.
Nowadays it's like Netflix and you know all of those platforms. So I just came to, okay, I'm passionate about this. How can I use that passion to share more about my vision to the world? And this is how I came to, oh, okay, my life is a movie.
Your life is also like a movie.
Your life is also like a movie, and you are the director of this movie. So if I am the director of my movie's life, you are the director of your movie's life. If I am the main character of this movie, you are the main character of your own movie, right? And you get to choose what's going to happen in it, you know.
Wow.
So, or influence, if I can say it,
Yeah.
what's going to happen in it and how you want to react to it.
Wow. I think you're the real hero out of your movie for sure, because you're a filmmaker, you're a creative director, you are a podcaster, and you also create content. You travel, your travel stories from Switzerland to Bali to Brazil. Oh my God, people would love to hear, because I think like a lot of people, they don't take risk in life. And then I think you took a very big risk in your life by quitting your corporate job and doing all of this.
Yeah.
Tell me, like, what made you shift? Like, what was that one reason that you're like, oh, now I think so I don't belong to this rat race?
Yes, yes.
When was that feeling, and how did you make out of it?
I think when I came out of my mom's belly,
Wow.
I was already like kind of a rebuild. Like I had this energy of like saying no, you know. And that's funny. I was talking to a friend the other day, and we're talking about our childhood. And she asked me, what is your deepest memory when you were younger? And I told her that from what my father shared with me is one of the first words that I said was no.
Okay.
But with a smile, you know, like,
Okay.
no.
No.
The type of
Okay.
energy that you can literally hate, you know, like but I was just like,
Especially the guys. Oh, no.
yeah,
Please be.
no. And so I always had this thing of like, that should not be the life of like, you wake up in the morning, and my mom was a hard worker at this time, like working from 7 to 7, coming back home tired. She had to take care of us and everything, and I was I was seeing her being in that energy, and I was like, there's no point. That is life, you know. I can't believe that we came on Earth
To do this?
to do this and to stay into that cycle. So I think like a lot of things hits me while I was in high school studying, where I had a bit of troubles with my teachers, where I got sometimes fired from my internships because I was asking too much questions, or because I was asking about the things that for me wasn't logical, and I was expressing it, where in this world of corporate or when you work for someone directly, they just want you to shut up and just execute, right?
Yeah.
So after like living this loop again and again and again, and having some troubles with the hierarchy, I was like, done. I think like that means that as long as I'm gonna fight and try to be like what also people are expecting for me to be, you know, this not gonna work. So
And when was that?
the turning point was, I think I manifested hard, but I was working for a co-working space back then, 9 to 5 job in Switzerland, pretty well salary, but in my head I was very bored of it, and you know, like how you train your mind and you have those scripts in your head, I was like, I need to find a way out of it, but I don't know how I'm gonna do that because I still need this to refund my student loan. So
Makes sense.
I'm gonna force myself and work here and work here and work here. But what happened is that this company had financial
Bankruptcy.
bankruptcy, and my position was cut.
Oh my
And
God.
I was like, oh, so this is how I manifest.
Not
Like,
not bad, but
yeah,
good.
Yeah. And at the very beginning, I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? And blah blah blah. I was a bit, because still the filmmaking and creating some videos and all of this was part of me, and I was doing it on the side, but I was like, am I able to make a living out of it? What should I do? And how can I come to that point, And so, yeah, I will say definitely that this turning point was me getting, if I can say, fired of my job. I don't know what is the English word for this when you lose your job, but not because of your skills,
Yes, makes sense, yeah.
And just like a new world open. You're free.
You're free. You
Yeah.
can do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everything. Like, wow. So there was not a pattern of like watching movies or, like series, and people are like, oh, wow, they are traveling, so I also want to travel. No, it began from an early age. That's what I understood from the whole journey,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, honestly, like there was always this escape in my head of when I will watch movies and series, my mindset will be imagining so many things of what I can do and what could be, and taking the spirit of that movie, and putting on myself and understanding, okay. And I had this very strong visualization when I close my eyes of what it will be to be that character, And I think like repeating those things in my head come to a point of applying it to my life, Because there's so many movies where the character loses his job or her job, and then has like, okay, you know what? Let's travel the world and let's start the life. Let's start living, right?
Exactly. So you come to a point where the company got bankruptcy, and then you thought, okay, let's start traveling. And then what was the first country you traveled to, or how was the journey like?
Actually, I remember so that was in Switzerland. I remember being in front of my computer and I was looking for escape, and the algorithm, when you start to look for some things, they just like bring you to some answers. That's what I love about algorithm. And I saw a challenge, a filmmaker challenge. It was called Filmmaker Challenge.
Wow.
So mainly you have to apply. There was like about 500 applicants all around the world, and only 11 people selected to come to Brazil and to participate to this challenge.
Wow.
Which was like a 10 days challenge where you
Wow.
have to do a video and release a video. And so that was like the first opening door. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna try. I'm gonna apply and let's see.
Yeah.
And in the whole thing, I got selected for this.
Yeah.
And like a few days before leaving, I was like, damn, I don't have like a DSLR. I don't have like those professional heavy cameras since a few years ago, the only thing I'm using is my phone, and I'm gonna participate to a challenge where everybody gonna come with drones and everything. And anyway, you know what? Let's go. So I just asked of one of my friend if I can borrow his camera, but he wasn't doing 4K. I didn't have any stabilizer, so it was kind of useless, honestly, at this moment. And then I arrived there, and that was the first part of my trip, was landing in Brazil.
Wow.
And starting the contest there. Yeah.
And then you won the contest.
And then I won the contest. Yes.
Wow.
With
wow.
my phone. With
Wow.
yeah.
I
yeah.
think like this is giving me goosebumps. like really.
Yeah.
I told you, like, today morning we had a topic. I told you your superpower is something amazing, right? Like, people have so many resources in their life, but they don't use it efficiently, right? And for you as a person, you have iPhone camera, you know how to make the best of it, right?
Yeah.
There's some basic things you need to do, like pro resolution, things of that, and make the best out of it.
Yes.
And even editing, like color grading and all the other types of editing, I saw you're doing on CapCut, which is like crazy to me, because the outcome, if I see, and then someone tells me to ask, oh, is it shot on iPhone and edited on Premiere Pro, I would say yes.
Yeah.
So I think those people who are watching, I think this is a very inspiring story. Like, so guys, like, pick up your phone and start shooting.
Yes.
Edit. There should be no reason to do, delays and just
Yeah.
make stories that I don't have this, I want to buy that. I think they should learn from you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's definitely so. Winning this challenge was definitely the confirmation, because I was very insecure and unsafe about not having what everybody says that a filmmaker, a videographer needs to have to make high quality. So I really took the time to learn the most out of my phone. And then I had so many confirmations that some movie directors did a whole movie with an iPhone. I'm thinking about the movie Tangerine, and there is one movie that comes in a few months, in June, that's called 28 months later or something like this.
Wow.
I don't remember
It's all
the
shot on
director.
iPhone.
Shot on iPhone 15 Pro Max, everything. Of
Wow.
it.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's a huge director. I forgot his name, but so just to say that with like something that we often have this mindset of I need the best to start something without understanding that maybe the best is already what you have with who you are and align with who you are. And I really don't regret that still nowadays, even if I know and I learned how to use a camera, like a DSLR, a professional camera, if I can say, I have any regret about still using my phone when I come on a shoot, because it gives me so much more spontaneity that I will not have if I was like, okay, I need to change the lens and da-da-da and da-da-da. And yeah, that came like my whole mission, but maybe we're going to talk about it a bit later of what I'm doing now. Yeah.
Wow, I love it. That's super great. So that was Switzerland that you broke out of,
Yes.
and then Bali happened, right?
So Brazil, so Switzerland, Brazil. Then in Brazil, I went, so I met someone and we started traveling together. That was a beautiful chapter, but also a lot of introspection and understanding, okay, which type of video do I want to do? Like, because there's so many type of videos you can do, like weddings, parties. And so after this challenge, I was like, what is the thing that I can do that really deeply still resonate with me, and where I can help people on a more deeper level, right? Yeah. And so I had all of this introspection during those travels. We're like we went to Costa Rica, and then to Miami, and then I came alone here in Bali. And all of the confirmation during those travels just came to storytelling and what I'm doing now, which is creating videos, directing videos that are really, really focused on storytelling.
Wow, that's amazing. I see that. I feel after seeing your videos, it's like a healing to you. When you create your videos, you heal yourself.
Yes.
And also the person who's in the frame.
Yeah.
Tell me about some of the things that you really felt, okay, I'm not good in this or not good in that, in particular with life, and how did you like change it? Like top 2 things that you think.
So things that I wasn't good. Oh, there's so many things. Honestly, like.
But you changed and you evolved, and that's what like.
But that is more on a deeper level than in storytelling. So I don't know if you want me to answer.
Yeah, let's flow.
I didn't really know about relationship in general.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
I wasn't really good at it. Of of having deeper connection with people on the long term. And I think I learned how to do that by accepting myself fully
Wow.
and to be more aligned, because if I we met in Dubai, right?
Yeah.
And if when I came in Dubai I was another version of myself, maybe it will not match.
And maybe I
And
wouldn't
then-
be here
yeah, you
in
would
your
not be here, right?
You invited me.
So I
Thank
think
you
I
so much
really
for that.
learned to accept myself, presenting myself authentically to people, and understanding that by doing this, I'm just gonna attract people who are like me, and that's how I'm gonna be able to build more meaningful relationships. So that has been something, because when I say I wasn't good at relationship, again, I was most of the time, not all, but having troubles with my work and with the companies I was working for and all of this. Family wise, I could have also a lot of things that happen. So I'm very proud of the version that I was able to build now.
Wow.
And understanding by doing this also, the people who are used to another version of yourself can be who you are, who are you, who do you became, so it's about accepting that those people also maybe will leave, but you will attract the right ones.
This is so amazing. I think you have done an amazing work by just telling this, being very vulnerable and talking really what has happened with you. And I think the depth of podcast is this, when we talk, we show our truth and
Yes.
authentic self. And
Yeah.
right now, me or anyone who's been watching, I
Yeah.
think we all feel that there's this version of me.
Yes.
And I think I really need to be like the true authentic self.
Yes,
I
yes.
may not be, right? So analyzing that, just to understand that I am not, and then I become to get who I am as a person, and I will attract those kind of people.
Course.
I think it takes a lot of guts and a big dare to do that, and you did it, and I'm super happy for you.
Thank you. I kind of feel like it's the same for you, between the months that we met and now also everything has been intense and crazy for you. So I feel like those updates always come on divine timing.
Exactly.
But if you only wait for it to happen, just try to open your eyes and also be more in the action. Okay,
yeah.
What is gonna be the thing that, for example, you tried so many things, I saw in your content, sound healing, ecstatic dance, and all of things that maybe before you haven't tried, or maybe a few years ago you were I will never do that, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's by trying that you really align yourself, and that you really also gonna attract the people, because someone who's going to ecstatic dance, someone who's curious to go to ecstatic dance, is as curious than you, and then at the same time and same place you're gonna meet that person, which means that there's this common thing of being curious about a new thing, right?
So true.
Yeah.
So true. I really believe that, because what used to happen, I used to be, long time ago, I used to party a lot when I was in Africa and just misuse my time, my energy. And that's how I met wrong people, I feel, right? But then again, if you're with them, if you level up with them by telling them, no, this is not good, and you also understand and you grow together, it's great. But if not together, then maybe individual journey, if you can grow, and then it is amazing. Then you meet the right people at the right time. So guys, go out there, meet amazing people, do odd things, aesthetic dance, surfing, do whatever you like. Spend your time very wisely. I believe that's the way to go. Yeah.
Definitely. I would say the second thing that I wasn't good about is telling my story and accepting my story.
Okay.
And this is something I worked on so deeply, because I was like, if I'm not accepting what happened in my life, and I always try to change the reality of it, I will never understand who I am really today, because it's all of these events that you had in the past
Made
that
you.
builds the person that you are today.
So true.
So accepting that I was this black sheep, lol, black sheep in the crowd at some point, without victimizing myself, I decided to be this person in a way, you know,
Yeah.
of like not following the rules, but and understanding that thanks to that, I am the person that I am today. I am improving the version of myself and making the work and just trying to be a better human, you know. And that's yeah, again, just became my mission of life, helping people to accept this and sharing it authentically.
Wow, that's so true. And this actually, what you say means, because I've seen this in your work. So it like, oh my God, this is super interesting. Wow. So I think this is so much of learning, right? Like as we talk, I think a lot of people who are there out there and thinking that they are not the best version of themselves. So they need to upgrade. Like even for me, it was like that. I need to upgrade. Like I felt at one point of time that I'm not doing well, right? And before even starting the podcast, it was like, okay, I'm starting, but like, am I good in these things? Or am I just gonna talk about it,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So I really like healed myself, worked on my parts, and then it made sense, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, acceptance. Again, like accepting that there are things and some patterns that maybe was input in your brain that leads you to the thought of, oh, I am not gonna start this podcast because I'm not gonna be successful, blah blah blah, and all of those limiting beliefs, they're coming from somewhere. You were not born insecure.
Exactly.
You know, you were not born like with all of those bad thoughts about your capacity and your skills.
Yeah.
So it came with time. It came with the environment you were in. It came with how you face rejection. It came with like surroundings, family, friends, school, and all of these. And it depends on you of what you want to do with this, you know.
Exactly.
It's not about changing that reality, but
Yeah.
it's about accepting it to the fullest, healing with it, and then taking a step forward to write the new chapter ahead.
So true. So true. Because right now, what I think is usually happening is a lot of children or a lot of people like us, they are blaming their parents, which I think is a huge mistake. Because who are these parents? Our parents are huge giant babies to their parents. So I feel like there will be some in and outs, if and buts, positive, negatives.
Yes.
So you should try to handle that and just accept it, be a better human being,
Yeah.
and also accept that your parents have done right, but also they have done wrong. Yeah, both of it.
Yeah.
And you, as a better person, what you can focus on
Yeah,
and what you can imbibe more, so your children won't have that problem, right?
definitely. I think I was part of the people who was like very, very blaming my parents for many reasons, and thinking that because of this is where I am now, and this is how I think now. And I'm not gonna say that a few seeds that I have in my brain are coming out of nowhere. It's coming from somewhere, right? But I'm just saying that for the last years, instead of using those seeds as it will never change, it is part of my DNA, and that's it. I just say, okay, it's here, but my vision is this. So how am I healing with this? And how am I gonna put all the energy necessary to fuel that vision and give all the energy to that vision to happen, right? So I think we always try to find someone responsible.
Yeah, so true.
It's easy.
Yeah, it's easy.
You know,
Just like, but you don't know three fingers are here, like.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's easy, you know. Yeah, I can jump into any type of. I don't know if I can use this example. It's gonna be tricky. Any type of relationship because
Yeah.
I got heartbroken and that was hard and I need to heal and blah blah blah. I understand. I understand to the fullest. I got heartbroken. I have been through tough things, but that doesn't define the fact that I'm gonna be able to love again. You know, okay, it's a seed, but it's lessons and it's learning. And I think when it comes to relationship, people in general, our family, understanding that they did the best with what they had at this moment. And when I say what they had is mentally, you know, it's like the capacity of like
Exactly.
maybe emotional maturity or all of the things that plays on the table at this moment. Just understanding this, healing with this, even if sometimes they're like, come on, you can, you know, like it's here, like how do you?
Yeah.
But at the end,
And then,
like
yeah,
it's yeah, accepting this.
yeah, if you accept this, you'll be even grateful of what they have done for
Yeah.
you. So I think that's great. And coming from there, because as you're right now in Bali and you've been doing so many amazing things, how do you manifest things?
How do I manifest things?
Yeah.
First of all, by saying to myself that I'm the greatest manifestor.
Wow, you are the greatest manifester.
You are the greatest manifestor.
Wow, I love it.
I'm learning a lot about manifesting and the heart of manifesting. I feel like so many people dedicated their life of manifesting. So I don't have the right formula and the right, you know, like you need to try, I think.
Okay.
It's all about, it's not only about I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna say those informations, I am a millionaire. I am, you know, like, okay, but if you just say words have energy for sure, it allows you to anchor, and I really put a lot of value in the words as a storyteller. But then comes action, and then comes the mindset, you know.
Yeah.
So I think because at first I was thinking that I could manifest only by saying those things.
Yeah.
But if my mindset is like totally like in another level, it will not work. So now it's more about, okay, I have this vision. I know it's here. I embody this. And what is the frequency? What is the energy that I need to put to get to this, you know?
Yeah.
Like I'm one of the best mentor in storytelling.
Oh, yeah.
What do I need to do to reach that point and really help people to the fullest and have this feeling of, oh God, I really helped those people, you know, and I see the results. And I am already seeing it with my clients, but I know that there are so many things that I can still learn and improve and everything. So, yeah, mindsets.
Wow, I love it. I love it. That's great. And I was recently searching about this and I learned 80-20 trap.
Yeah.
80% is the way what you think, who you are, and what you talk to yourself. And 20% is action, which most of the people change or goes opposite way. And it's just like 80%, again, if you think, if you talk, so your direction will be in the right direction. That 20% would be right, and then boom.
Yeah.
So I think really like someone who's out there, as you told, it's very important to just talk about that frequency to yourself, who you want to be, how you want to be, just embody that feeling. That's a very nice thing.
I feel it's not only about embodiment, but and I think frequencies, again, not an expert, but from what I see and how I feel it, if I'm manifesting love, I need to give love to receive love.
Yeah.
You know, so it's about being in alignment. It's the balance, you know. And it's the same if you want to tap into higher frequencies, you need to give it first, you know. What is and we always say the best version of yourself, which is something sometimes I'm like, what does that mean? But anyway, what is the best version of yourself and what that person will do in that situation? How what she would do,
What you would react.
but also how she will feel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, will she keep her feelings for herself when there is something wrong? Would she share it, or would maybe she think about it before share it? Like all of those steps, there is no right or wrong answers, right?
So true.
It's just about this embodiment.
Yeah, and that's why you choose to share to change the lives of people, which I'm very happy about.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what's your definition of positivity?
Oh, wow. I really love this word, first of all, but at the same time, you know, you say positivity, and in my mind, I find out that so many words, when you cut them, they have meanings by being together. So let's say positivity, the first part sounds like poison, you know?
Okay.
And, or for example, intention,
Okay.
intention. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
So I feel, and because positivity is what we are craving for, but at the same time can have a lot of limits. And I heard by being here in Bali that I can sometimes give this toxic positivity
Wow.
feeling. And I was like, how is that possible? You know? It's
Okay.
like being like, I would not say always happy, because
Yeah.
sometimes I have my lows and blah, 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 but just being like kind of naive sometimes, and, you know,
Yeah.
smiling and all of this. And that's why I'm saying positivity can have his limits through who you present it to, that feeling.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it can also have his limits when it comes to emotion, because if you embody that person, I'm always positive, it's like you're burying a lot of other emotions that you have. It can
Makes
be like
sense.
sadness, or you want to cry, or, you know, all of those things that
Yeah.
needs to be here to be balanced. So
Balanced.
positivity has a loving impact when it can be balanced with the emotions and the real emotions.
That's so good, because I think lots of people who don't balance it and like push it deep inside, it needs to be an alarm for that okay, it's okay to also cry, it's okay to feel sad sometimes, it's okay to be mad at someone, but again, how you bounce back and how you balance
Yes.
everything.
I
Very
need to-
well
I-
said.
I definitely need to learn more, and I definitely want to learn more about this word to really understand what it means for me. That's the first time we asked me this question.
Wow. Have you have answered so nicely?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Wow, I think you're an interesting person. When asked about something, you really take your time, dive within, and answer it from your heart, and not just right. Like, and that's very good. That's a very nice
Thank
value.
you. It took me time to do that, because that's part of the new conditioning that I have on myself.
Okay.
Because before, I was just like, yeah, whatever, and I'm just sharing what is on my thoughts.
Yeah.
And that could hurt people. Hurting people means hurting yourself.
Yeah.
You give, you know, like what you give, you receive. So
So true.
when I really understood the power of words and the energy that words belongs with them,
Yeah.
I say to myself that is my duty as a storyteller to be more precise when I express myself, especially because I speak French, and now all the content that I'm creating is in English, so it's also understanding, and sometimes there's words that I still don't understand. So this is why I say positivity, what it means for me, you know, like all of these
Wow.
words. It's not only like the word itself, it's like the energy that it brings with it. So I often close my eyes when it comes to a deeper question, so I can really, really feel what it means for me, and also how can I be precise when I share it, because that's also the heart of storytelling.
So true.
It's to tap into the precision of what you feel or what you want to share to your audience.
Wow. And who you are.
And who you are, yeah.
Wow. So I think it's a very nice lesson, like this particular topic, as you said. If you really want to answer something, and if you want to really maybe know something about yourself, I think you should just close your eyes and dive within and think who you are as a person. Maybe if you're in any situation, any problems or anything, any good news,
Yes.
like all situation, you should dive within and see, like,
Yeah,
you know?
definitely. It's closing your eyes leads to infinite world. We close our eyes when we get to bed because we want to see what happens inside. We don't want to be distracted about the world, about the colors, about everything. You close your eyes, it's dark. Maybe there was this little spore of light that can come, but at the end it's like, it's not about seeing anymore.
Wow.
It's about feeling. It's about internalizing, you know. And that's why, like, when you meditate, you also close your eyes. Not a master of meditation, but I do practice, and I cannot see myself meditating with the eyes open. That could be an interesting concept, but I will get too distracted about the colors and a bird, light, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it comes the same when you try to express yourself, I think.
That's nice. That's amazing. And about, like, so you have been doing filmmaking. Everyone loves your work, and you like people would love to know, how do you build up a community or like so much of client base? I know it's like for everyone out there, it's like a beginning step, right? But they'd love to learn from you.
It's such a journey, honestly. Still figuring out again of like understanding what is the best thing, because there's so many things, and that's how abundance comes. The mindset of abundance. I have this idea. What am I doing with that idea to make it successful? Because like so many things can make it successful in a way. I can choose that path, you know, like, so you get to choose. So I think it's about not really focusing on how you're going to make it, but more like the result of it.
Yeah, I think it's just like manufactured manifestation versus surrender manifestation.
Yeah.
Manufacture is like you go into the how of it, which is very bad, but you go to the surrender side of it, that you leave it to the universe.
Yeah.
I think that's
But
what
living to the universe, again, is not sitting and waiting.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It's more about, I want to create a podcast. Okay.
And
right?
that's what, like,
That's it, you
Yeah.
know? So, okay. And then the answers will come along. What do you need to create a podcast? I need a camera. I need maybe to learn about the heart of hosting and all of those things. And it will come along. But just like the fact of, I want to create a podcast, and understanding also why you want to do it will lead you to a better success in what you achieve. And I feel for me, it was always about, I want to do something in filmmaking. When I was young, I was like, I cannot. I did different type of studies. I did the academic thing, getting a master degree, blah blah blah. But I wanna be in the filmmaking, in the film industry. How am I gonna do that? How can I reach that? You know.
Yeah.
And by focusing on the how am I gonna do that, I never got the answer.
Yeah.
And then I just tap into like why I want to do that. Oh, because like since I'm young, I feel that this is like an open world for me. This is something that free my mind. This is, you know, and just like by focusing on that sensation, it just like leads to a lot of opportunities. And after having, and I'm gonna give you an example of how I came to mentoring people now on storytelling and camera confidence, is after understanding that storytelling was my thing, like deeply into the core, I started to do some videos all around the world, Australia, Thailand. I traveled a bit, Dubai, and I just found out that filmmaking and filming, when it comes to your story, it's deeper than that. It's not only like you step in front of the camera and blah 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 and blah 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 and blah blah blah. No, there is something deeper that is happening in people. And I went to so many shooting where 2 days before I say, hey, maybe you need to practice in front of the mirror because like it's not always easy to be in front of the camera and talk about yourself, and even if you're gonna talk about your company or whatever, it's just like a step that has a lot of energy and embodiment, you know.
Yeah.
And then it's okay. I'm gonna be, it's okay. It's my story. It's me. What do you think? Like, they come and they see the cameras and they see the light and they see and they're like just freeze, and it's not fluent. And they're talking about themselves. They're talking about this company that they built since 30 years now that is like successful. And so where I want to go with this is that's really how I think I was more focused on the why am I doing it. It's because I want people to feel comfortable with themselves and with their story and have this clarity of what they want to share, how to highlight the thing that they want to share in front of the camera, but also understanding how powerful it is in a more spiritual and alignment way.
Wow, this is so much interesting. Like, you are doing a wonderful job, I believe. It's not just the filmmaking, it's like your own movie, your own filmmaking is happening when you're shooting others as well, which is super amazing. And this recently I encountered to a topic when I was in a conference. So this person from France, he had this nutrition company. And what was happening is like he was saying that I want to make videos, basically, right? So how much do you charge? And I was like, I thought that he doesn't need me. I thought there's something more in depth. I just looked into his eyes. He was like 45-ish. And I was like, do you like to be on camera? He said, no, I don't like to be. I said, this is your company, right? He said, yes, it's my company. He was really passionate, talking about the product. I was like, now you need to have the presence on the camera. That's the only thing that is missing. And so what I did, I was like, do you have a phone? I took his iPhone. And then I was like, okay, so as you're talking to me, look into my eyes as you're talking to me and just talk about the products as you have been talking so much passionately. And I was just taking him a video like that. And he was kind of stopping in between, but he did so well. And then he like hugged me and like it felt like a brotherhood. And I was so happy that day that I could make a shift, I could make a change in someone's mindset.
Definitely.
It was wow. So I think
it's definitely not only about sharing. It's not about his product. It's not about his company. It's about the fact that you were able to show him that he's able to do it.
Exactly.
You know? That he's able to own his own story. You know.
Exactly.
Like it's and that is so powerful. Is to see the shift and it's such a good feeling with the people that are part of the program usually. When I see that after like a few sessions,
that's happiness,
like,
right?
It's happening, you know, the light is like here and at the end the camera is just a tool. It's like and what makes it heavy for some people is that is the reflection of yourself.
Makes sense.
It's the reflection of who you are and the way you express yourself. It's the reflection of your flaws and your imperfections, you know? So when you watch it, you're like, oh, I should have put my hands like this. Oh, I have this makeup, I have this. And that's normal. That's totally normal. But at the end, it's about understanding that it's deeper than this. It's what is the thing that you need to work on to really accept yourself to the fullest.
So true.
Yeah.
So true. So if anyone like 21-year-old boy or girl is watching this, what's your best tip to tell them?
My best tip will be if you're not doing content for those reasons, the first one reason is fear of judgment. Know that everything that you're gonna do, you're gonna be judged.
Anyways,
that's the law of life.
Yeah.
That's the game of life.
yeah,
Whatever you're gonna wear, I'm wearing this outfit. For some people, it's gonna be awful to see in the camera. Some people, they will not like your outfit neither. They will not like my way of speaking.
Yeah.
Whatever you're gonna do,
it will be judged.
it will be judged. You know.
So be the hell who you are.
So be who you are, and don't focus on that negative comment, because there are like hundreds of other positive comments if you do something that is coming from your art and with authenticity.
Oh, wow.
Second thing is I don't think my story is good enough. That is like the other common fears that people can have. But by understanding that everything that you lived until now is what made you you,
Yeah.
that is like the power of accepting your story.
Yeah.
And,
So true.
And start to really live. That you cannot go in the past. It's here. Like I'm talking to you, and while I'm talking, the past is rolling. I cannot go back on this.
Yeah.
It's here. So the power of the present moment is what should make you do things.
Oh, yeah.
And start to create and be yourself, you know. The third thing is about the third thing I would say is the equipment.
Okay.
Understanding that you can do a lot
A lot.
with a smartphone.
I've seen that. I have seen pre-production to post-production, everything. So I can bet on this.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And just like master what you have, you know, like learn, go on YouTube. YouTube is an amazing library for knowledge, and it's free.
Wow.
And yeah, just manage your time to get to know better and to know more about those tools that you can add to your phone.
So
There's so
true.
many apps now, third apps that you can use, third-party apps that you can
Third-party.
use.
Yeah.
You can use like gambles, $10 on Amazon, or those type of things. I will not say that this will give you the best stability or whatever, but this is a good starting point.
Wow.
You know.
Wow.
So yeah, and the mindset, like just have those rituals before filming, understanding that at first a camera was made to capture a moment of life.
Yeah.
And then if you decide to share it, be okay with what can come.
For sure.
But just remember that your mother, grandfather, when they used to have those old cameras, it was at your birthday, and it was just like, oh, that's gonna be fun when we're gonna see it later.
Yeah.
It was not about social media's algorithm, numbers, or whatever. A camera is here to capture.
And I think this has captured very well about your story and so many myth busters you have done. I think this is just a wow, right? For today's generation, I think for all of us, including me, there has been so much of that mindset that no, I need to do this only, but you have to break through all of it. This is a very big learning. And everyone would love to know what are the things that if they want to subscribe to you, where they can find you, and what are the courses that you offer, so they can, you know, really associate with you.
Sure. So, do I need to say it in the camera?
Everywhere.
Okay.
Anywhere.
Everywhere. Okay, so they can connect with me on my personal Instagram. It's NaomieFall. I think you're gonna write it.
Yes, it's gonna be
It's
here.
gonna be here. NaomieFall, and Fall for the French people, and yeah, I share a lot on it. More and more content is gonna come, like with tips on camera confidence, storytelling. But this is my bubble, and I have my YouTube channel called Your Life is a Movie, where I share about this philosophy that we talked about, to see your life as a movie where you are the director.
Yeah.
And upcoming soon, online course that is gonna talk about the how to master storytelling,
Wow.
deep to the core, and understanding the frequency of a story, and be able to step in front of the camera with confidence. And yeah, if they want to join the program, it's one-on-one coaching program where I'll help you to really heal, understand, highlight, and share your story in front of the camera with more confidence and authenticity.
Wow, I love it. I love it. So, one movie character that you think anyone should embody, which one would it be?
Oh, I love that question. That depends on a lot of things.
A lot of things.
Because, so in my program, this is one of the exercises I give,
Wow.
which is, if your life is a movie, what genre will be your movie?
Yeah.
Is it a drama? Is it action? Is it a comedy? Is it like,
Like, if you ask me, I think it's all of that: action, drama, and something of this sort. Like,
Yeah.
so is there anything, or like, I'm just a confused human being?
no. I mean, it's up to you,
Yeah.
It's up to how you want to see it,
Yeah.
I will see it because, for example, as I see your life, I see it more like something very, like what you embody today is very joyful. I don't know a lot about your past, but I will see it more like joy, happiness, those what we call feel-good movies.
Yeah.
Those movies you sit in front and you're like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
And then you get out of the screening rooms and you're like, oh my God, I feel, like my life has changed, my vision has changed. Those feel-good movies. This is what I think when I see it. But to really know about the character that you can embody, the most important first is to know the genre of movie that is your life. So if my life is an action movie, I see myself as Tomb Raider, Lara Croft, like this movie, action, and she's like trying new things, taking a lot of risk. But I also see my movie as what we call a coming of age, which is those type of movie where the character evolves and have like a lot of deep understanding, introspections, and it feels good at the end, Like, what kind of example? The Truman Show, for example, is one of my favorite movies.
Oh, nice.
At the end, even like if everything is happening, it's about, I don't know if you saw it.
No, I didn't see it.
It's with Jim Carrey.
Okay.
And it's about that man who doesn't know that his life is a TV show.
Wow, okay.
So they build the whole world.
Not a news channel TV show. Good
Definitely
morning.
not.
Today it's raining and you are in a very wrong place.
Definitely not. So they people will see this movie, but that's so amazing to see how it's gonna discover that thing and go through all of this, and at the end you're like, oh my God.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah.
So yeah, try to determine.
Determine.
You determined?
Yeah.
Okay.
Determine. N-E.
Okay. Try to determine what is your movie's genre, and then you will be able to determine what is your movie's character that you need to embody.
Wow. Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely. Amazing. You have been a star. You are a hero. Thank you so much for being your true, authentic self, sharing your stories, your vision, your knowledge to the audience, and so many people out there. I think everyone is really inspired by the person who you are, and more than them, I am literally, because I've been with you and you're a star.
Oh, thank you so much.